Man, probably a fun fact on me is that I like to read. Like I like to read. That's a lost art nowadays. Oh, my great uncle is Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in 1936.
I always want to leave people with this, man, to all the viewers and everybody out there, man. Make sure you guys finish your story. Make sure you guys finish your journey because somebody's going to need it.
Yeah. All you got to do is push the back button. That's all you got to do. Push the back signal.
Try not to think about the future too much so you can maximize the now.
Who's your favorite rap artist?
Man, to be honest, it's crazy. Tupac always been my number one, right? Like he got me through so much stuff, but Lil Wayne has been in the modern day.
I said, what does it really take? What does it really take to be great, Drew? And he looked at me and he was like, you really want to know? And he was like, to be honest, everything you did to get here, you need to be consistent times 10.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Everybody they're doing today. It's your boy, Coach Lee. It's Monday night. Welcome to the Playcall Sheet. Just because football season is not happening for your team, Super Bowl cusp is upon us. Let's get the crew up in here tonight so we can do our damn thing. First off, coming up, he always coming in with that hot fire. Let's get my man 2 up in this bad boy. What's up?
What up going on, everybody? Hashtag STWF, hashtag boycott the Super Bowl. That's how I'm rolling, man. Man, forget those teams, man. Man, shout out to those teams, though, man, that did make the Super Bowl. Hope everybody's having a good week, start to it at least. And before we continue to roll, man, we got some other guys, man, that probably want to give their opinions on, what went down yesterday, because I know they was heavy on the TV screen yesterday. Coach, you probably was. I wasn't, though. Bring in my guy, uptown. No. I think he's from downtown, man, in New England. My guy, Willie. Bring my guy, William, in here.
How we doing, folks? man, you already know.
Oh, baby, what's good with you, man?
Man, listen. Another day in paradise, right?
Yes, sir, man. We got some comments in here right now, man. Shout out to you, Unc, man.
Unc in the building. I see you, Unc.
In the lobby before the show, man. Had some chat, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Chris Vick. I know that's probably you, Nice Groove. You know what I'm saying? What up, my brother? Shout out to Bob Austin. He's always over here, shouting out as well to a coach coming in tonight, giving praise to Jesus. That's Kellen Moore.
Absolutely freaking losing.
Definitely.
Well, hey, man, speaking of giving praise, man, we get a blessing this week. We got our other man up in here. He on that valuable PTO doing his damn thing. So he blessing us with his grace tonight. What's up, other co-rookie of the year? What's happening, man?
Oh, man, we got
what's good.
It's good, Jake.
Got the
Jake.
Got the co-rooks in here tonight. Yeah, I've been dying for that vacation time to roll through finally, and I'm finally here relaxing. Hey, Will, I wore this one just for you tonight.
Oh, I see you. One piece. What
I don't think I'm liking this new camera angle, so it might switch on you guys and I just see your way.
Got to figure that out. You had one job.
Right. Hey, this is a freaking one-man camera crew here. I'm trying my best here.
Hey, it's all good, man. So, anybody catch any of the games yesterday?
Nah, I didn't watch.
You did, Jay.
I don't do it.
Yeah,
I don't really watch football.
I watched both of them actually. The first game was pretty lackluster, and the second game, after a couple of extra highlights and look-throughs, I think I should have been wised up to what Will was trying to tell me yesterday. But I still got some Homer feels about it. But other than that,
we're never gonna get into that tonight.
Yeah. We got robbed of the early game, man, with the injury to Purdy. For some, I don't know if it's one of the topics, but for some more coverage on that, tore UCL. Basically, it's going to be Tommy John surgery, which in baseball, that's a year and some change surgery. But football, I'm here in 6 months, so we'll probably have an even different starting quarterback for the 49ers next year.
Trey Lance, brutal rest.
Yeah, they got a. It's funny how that all worked out for them. They went from definitely an issue to now there's only one guy left.
That's how it is, man. Good thing they did have quarterbacks, to get called. They almost ran out of them yesterday from what I heard. Shout out to my guys Sean and Zach for being commenting, through Facebook chat yesterday, letting me know what's going on in the game, though I physically didn't watch it. But, yeah, man, sneaking on both games, man. The 49ers lose their wonderful guy in Purdy, early in the game. I heard he came back in. I mean, the injury, 6 months, definitely a serious injury. Like, why are you the 49ers are going to put him out there back and forth? Because he's not worth nothing, at the end of the day. But shout out to him for trying to continue to play. 49ers, honestly, just ran into a bust. The bust was supposed to be last week, but, we turn on that. Congratulations to the better team in the Eagles that all year round play like the best team in the NFC. When they stood on that loss, everybody thought that was predictable. We kind of thought that they would not make it to the Super Bowl, and they did. So shout out to Jalen Hurts, Sirianni, and that defense. That defense came out to play yesterday. So that's on that case, man. But the last game, guys, I know a lot of chatters on the last game because that was the most exciting game out of all the games yesterday that were played. Woo! That man Patrick Mahomes, man. That Chiefs team, they going down to 6, 7, and 8 running for catches? Huh. Yeah. Cincinnati for that, man. Awesome year from them guys. Shout out to them. I talk shit about them. They backed it up. But didn't back it up to where they was last year. And the issue was the offensive line. Burrow wasn't getting time. But, hey, they spent all that money and they were approved offensive line. But we won't talk about that. Joe Burrow won't be talked about either for his picks because he ain't Dak. Wink, wink. But overall, Patrick Mahomes, no Tyreek Hill. Guys gone. They thought they was going to take a step down.
Right.
He's the best quarterback in the game. The best player in the game. And Andy Reid, from a guy that could not even make it to a Super Bowl,
he can't stop going now.
Now he's going again now. And now he's going now. And it's becoming, a little bit, in the helm of him getting one, But, hey, they got to get the second one.
We shall see.
Mahomes is a warrior. Shout out to Facebook user. Shout out to you.
So, in regards to the Chiefs and Bengals game, what do y'all feel like? Obviously, there was some questionable calls. I've seen all the comments, through the group today about the officiating and whatnot. Other than that, what do you think, the opportunity was missed by Cincinnati to take advantage of this game?
It's funny. The 2 picks didn't even turn into points.
Okay.
So, those interceptions ended up being inconsequential. But, yeah, they missed some plays, man. They missed a few passes. They just never seemed to get into a full rhythm. They would not do well for a while, then they make a big play, then they not do well for a while again, then they make a big play. They didn't have a consistent rhythm throughout that game. The Chiefs defense showed up a lot more than I think we expected.
Yeah, well, and we mentioned this. You mentioned with teams that are contenders and getting to where they need to be, and that's where they're going to be in 2 weeks. The offense played great, but the defense has to step up in these situations, and they stepped up. They step up when it matters. Now, you look at the defensive sheets and the defensive ratings, and you're sitting there like, well, the Chiefs are not doing nothing spectacular or special, but, they've been in these situations before. They lose Snead last night. You know what I'm saying? We mentioned that they lost offensive players, and the Cincinnati Bengals, they were in a rhythm. But Kansas City being at home, were in a better rhythm. And we heard Joe Burrow and the Bengals, Joe Nixon, celebrate a couple weeks ago about, potentially having the game in Atlanta if the Bills would have won. I bet you right now Joe Burrow wishes that game was down south. SC County, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I believe at the end of the day, Mahomes, Kelsey, and all them, and you see Mahomes talking crap yesterday. Burrow had, no, this is my house. If y'all want me to talk crap, it's a whole nother level you don't want to do with Patrick Mahomes. He's a quiet guy. Don't poke the bear. And Cincinnati did that last night. They poked the bear.
Yeah, I think they let that I believe in the whole karma business. I think they let a little too much of the trash talk and get to them. You're going against Patrick Mahomes, and a lot of people like talking mainly about this offensive-heavy team. But the defense, as Two said on paper, does not really seem like they do much, but they have one player that disrupts everything, and it's Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Dude is an absolute stud and monster. And to piggyback off of what Two said about the offensive line, Bengals literally have a little makeshift crocheted blanket of a offensive line right now. They went out and signed Collins. He went out like week 13 or 12 or something. Kappa got hurt first round. And then I'm losing someone. Oh, and Jonah Williams. So you got this makeshift line going through. And if Mixon can run well, the Bengals are going crazy. Mixon had like a total of 20-something yards running. He was absolutely not – he was nowhere to be seen. And is that his fault? No, it's the offensive line.
8 for 19.
Thank you. This offensive line this year that they were playing with in the playoffs, not the year, but in the playoffs, was a lot worse than last year's. The line they had throughout the entire year was a lot better than last year's. So what they were working with this year – that this game was going to either be close in a win or a blowout, and it was or a close in a loss or a blowout.
Improvement in the NFL necessarily always doesn't mean better, and in much of every sport too. Keep it real, we talked about all season about this offensive line, and I have my opinions on the offensive line, and I wasn't even being funny. I was being real, just looking at it. You know what I'm saying? And just looking at it from a team game. You can look at it from an individual game because that's what it sometimes comes down to, but what the important games come down to is team. And I just felt like last year they had a better of a continuity last year. That team did, the Bengals. And
Had a chip.
And this year I just felt like though they got to the AFC Championship, and that's shout out to them, man. It's good to see that the city and their football team for the next upcoming years, can be a threat. Brown paper bags, we don't want them to wear those, so we just want the Saints to wear them. So shout out to them. Yeah.
The energy that they had going into the Buffalo game is the same energy they should have taken into Kansas City, and they did. They went into the Kansas City game feeling entitled like they were going to win that game no matter what because they did it 3 times before. You're going to Arrowhead. They have a dominant defensive lineman. They have Patrick Mahomes. No one else on the offense matters. It's Patrick Mahomes against literally everybody else. He will make the plays. You see it. He lost Tyreek Hill. Oh, God, Kansas City's offense is going to go down the drain. No, he made stars out of people because that's what good, great, and legendary quarterbacks can do. Not saying Patrick Mahomes is to the legendary status yet. He's literally a Super Bowl away from that.
He's knocking on the door.
Nah, he's there already.
He's right there.
What he can do.
The way he plucked yesterday in that game, where it was like every pass is money, I felt like we was watching late MJ. You know what I'm saying? We was watching MJ in 95, 96 on NBC, every Sunday. Just getting the ball and you, every time he turned, that jump shot's good. Like, Patrick played amazing yesterday. The way he performed, the way he had Scotland, who was with Aaron Rodgers last year, you know what I'm saying? Balling out. And now he's in the Super Bowl where, we talked about that Packers team for years.
Yeah, he got everybody's like throwaway receivers right now. He got the Giants throwaway receiver in Tony. He got the Pittsburgh throwaway receiver in Juju. Yeah, like the only receiver that they got that they wanted was Hartman, and he hurt. He ain't playing, so
right. So he in down the low.
Oh wait, he played yesterday. He just got hurt.
Super Bowl or not?
Yeah.
I ain't even see him out there. Yeah, everybody. It seemed like every receiver they had would make a play and then go off the field.
Yeah, two catches yesterday.
He got one and then got hurt.
Unreal.
Hey, Super Bowl or not for Patrick. I mean, he's in that echelon, man. You know what I'm saying? My cousin sent me a message this morning and said best ever. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I had to say this morning, I gotta respect it, man. Gotta respect it, man. Sometimes the stuff looks playgroundish and all that, but hey, we started playing football on the playground and pavement where we play. At the end of the day, that's what you're born to do. He's doing it in front of millions of fans and people watching him. And he don't need another Super Bowl. He's going to continue to have seasons the way he's doing. There's a lot of guys who are greats that never was able to even touch it twice.
Right.
Shout out to the Chiefs and that team, man. Andy Reid, eat those burgers. You know what I'm saying? Waffle House is waiting for you. And I salute them, man. Shout out to the 49ers and shout out to the Eagles and the Chiefs for playing themselves into a Super Bowl bid this year. Everybody's team, like you said, Coach, to open the show, man. Your favorite teams are out, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to tune into another NFL game, but it's great to see those fan bases, be able to have teams for a chance to host the Lombardi. It's a dream that we've been waiting for a long time, and these two teams get to get it, and they keep going, every now and again, man. That gets me mad as a fan. But at the end of the day, as we grew and when we was growing up, if you was a football guy, you wanted to get to this place, the Super Bowl. Even if you're not there now, you can appreciate the guys who play.
So let me ask you this. So obviously, it's a good segue talking about the Eagles and the 49ers. Total discombobulation in the background, in the backfield for the 49ers. So you mentioned earlier, I think it was you, it might have been Jake, talking about Purdy and the torn UCL. Where did they go from here? Because he's going to be out for about 6 months. You got the other quarterback. I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Trey Lance.
Yeah, he barely plays. You got him out there. He's injury prone. Do they dare offer Jimmy G a contract?
Honestly, we see
not after his antics yesterday. I don't know if you saw that picture, but they were losing his
laughing on the sideline.
There was a smile on the sideline yesterday, but I'm gonna be real in this situation. I'm gonna be dead real. If you have a question with your quarterback at this time in this helm and you're not satisfied with who's probably gonna be the healthiest at that time, and that's probably gonna be Jimmy Garoppolo, if you're not gonna go with Trey Lance and he's still a project, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But seeing yesterday, that's kind of what the season's been. Jimmy's sitting around and doing exactly that, but he's at the game yesterday, so now you actually see it. He feels that he's the best quarterback. That's why he tried to fight during the offseason, for that respect. And the 49ers ended up keeping him, But the ball's in Jimmy's hands right now. What does Jimmy want to do? I said before the season started, Jimmy should just, take this money, eat it, and just relax. Be one of the top paid backups in the league. But hey, right now,
he got driven into that starting spot.
You know what I'm saying? Driven the starting spot again. Regardless, he's gonna get paid.
Is he regulated to a backup?
No. I would be surprised if now I don't know, we're still talking about the same thing, but I'd be surprised if they signed him. I would. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think a perfect fit for this guy would be in Miami.
Because I just think no.
No, yes.
No.
Tua needs to go. He needs to retire. Him in Miami is perfect.
He's still in concussion protocol.
We're gonna be real. We'll sign Jimmy Garoppolo. You sign Jimmy. I wouldn't. For what?
Dude, listen. Wait. Can I?
For what?
Let me give you the argument real quick. He came from New England. He's been coached. He's been to championship games. He's from that division originally, so he knows what it's like to play against the Jets. He knows what New England's about, and he's played against the Bills plenty of times. The defense is really good. They just need someone to steer the ship for him, and Jimmy G's got enough arm and enough knowledge to get teams to the promised land but not be able to win it. But with a better team around him, because realistically, when he went to the Super Bowl, I think he might have had a beat-up Debo and George Kittle. Nothing else. He's got running backs, 3 different running backs to choose from that aren't all-star running backs. He's got Tyreek Hill and Mike Gesicki. He's got more options. They just need a quarterback that can lead the ship. The perfect spot is Miami for Jimmy if he wants to go somewhere and win.
I just don't think Miami is the team for him. Like, he's on the rear band. We're going to get Will back in here. He's been itching, but before we get to him, I just feel no. If he's a guy on a year-to-year situation or even a 6-month lease with the 49ers, a team like the Miami Dolphins who want a window to be open, I wouldn't go get Jimmy G. I would not go get Jimmy G.
Your mic, we can't hear you.
I got a couple of teams that I think he might end up at.
Okay, hear me now?
Miami is one of them.
Yeah, I got you.
Miami is one of them. Carolina, Tennessee, and there was one more I was looking at.
I think Bobby got it right.
Bobby?
Washington.
Gee, I tell him to shove a contract up their ass. Hey, the ball's on his court now. The ball's on his court. And even if the Niners don't sign him, at the end of the day, money-wise, he's going to be okay.
Niners can't realistically sign him because he's going to want starting quarterback money, and they have too much invested in Lance on top of the fact that they still might be able to run with Purdy. So if you sign Jimmy, if you're the 49ers, you're signing him to be a bridge guy still, but he's going to want starting money, and he's earned it now. So
yeah,
I think the 49ers situation is done. No chance for me with Miami. A, they're sticking with Tua for now. I believe he should retire, but they're sticking with him. And B, that system isn't for him. You got to get the ball down the field and take chances. His arm's not built for that. There's a reason why the 49ers have weapons everywhere and they still run this run-heavy offense. There's a reason why Kittle's entire game picked back up when Purdy came in because Purdy can actually throw the ball. Jimmy can't really throw. We ignore it because he's had success and everything. But Jimmy's not that good. His arm isn't that great. He can't go down the field that much. And when he does, they're 50-50 balls, and you have to have certain receivers for that type of player. Jimmy's going to be a starter, but it ain't going to be – I don't think it's going to be with Miami, and I don't think it's going to be with the 49ers. That's why I said I'd like what Bobby said. Go to Vegas because McDaniel's there. You know that system already, and that's one receiver that you can kind of just throw it up there with because Adams can go get it. And if you get Waller back healthy, then he can do the same type of thing. But yeah, Jimmy's gonna make a bag this year. I don't know how much he's gonna deserve it, but he's gonna make a bag. Who will be quarterback for the Jets next year? To his parents, and he will return. Yeah.
Shout out to Gunner Boss, man. I see you with a bunch of comments over here. Shout out to you, man. You said the 49ers window is closed, and that's a question that ultimately a lot of people will be asking, but I don't think so. I think they're pretty decent, pretty good in shape with the coaching and the players that they do have. But the next quarterback for the Jets, reportedly,
Lamar.
Jimmy could go there.
Nathaniel Hackett was hired as their offensive coordinator. Sniffing around the looms, man. Aaron Rodgers in the Packers, and we'll talk about it later. But Aaron Rodgers, potentially the Jet.
Yeah, I've seen that meme. The Aaron Rodgers in the Jets jersey. I've seen that one.
We've heard
See what happens.
We heard GMs and office people of the Jets say they will slavish their QB position right now, what they got to go get the cream of the crop potentially, because they feel like they're one piece away. That's just what I've been hearing around.
It's not a crazy thought. You put a guy that good on that offense, and if you get Breece Hall back to the pace that he was on, and you got Wilson, that rookie who was balling out. I mean, yeah, they wouldn't be too far off from a legitimate contender with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, but I don't know. The way he plays is a timing guy. It takes a while to build that chemistry.
You know, that was Garner who said that the Niners window was closed, right?
That's wild.
He's kind of got a point. I'm looking at the salary cap. Their highest paid player right now is Trent Williams. Not that he don't deserve it, but they got a lot of guys that are still on like rookie-like contracts. What's that? Is it Fred Warner?
Yep.
He's only $18 million out here, so he's good. Kittle's only $18 million. Bosa $17 million. But Debo's only $8 million. So they're getting to the point. They got all these great players on their team, like Greenlaw. He's only $5.5 million hit. Kinlaw, $3.9 million. They're about to either have to revamp with through the draft, or had to start paying some of these players.
They're having the same issue the Bengals are going to be running into here soon.
But a lot of these players were from the draft already, so they know how to do it.
But would they be able to keep that momentum? And especially with the biggest hole, the most important hole in their team is the starting quarterback.
Yeah, man, like you said, that's a good question you just asked, Coach. And I always speak about this, like, can you keep that up? Like, year by year is different. And this is the NFL. It's completely different. You get to relax yourself during the offseason, but you really don't because you're working out and training. It's different. And the 49ers, can they keep that momentum? Like I said, they have the coaching in the head and the IQ and identity to do it. But it's a matter of these players year by year. Like, we can't forget Debo, injury prone. McCaffrey, guards, injury prone. Your QB position, injury prone. Your defense played stellar, but you started seeing the defense as the weeks gone by start to struggle. That's something that can be next year, you know what I'm saying, with guys wanting to get paid, guys on rookie deals looking to, be like, I'm the guy and maybe I can do this. It's going to be a lot of things that happen in San Francisco land that we're probably not going to acknowledge as much because of the success they've had.
Right. I'm from a contract standpoint. CMC, he's only $12 million over the next 3 seasons. So they can either extend him or whatever they want to do with him to free up a little bit of cap space. And right now, they're going into the offseason at about $13 million in cap space. Debo's only costing them $8 million next year on the cap hit. So they're doing a very good job as far as how they're structuring the contracts and whatnot. But again, my question is, your 4 highest paid players are your left tackle or defensive end, inside linebacker, and a tight end.
Those are, aside from the tight end, that's pretty much how it should be. Left tackle, your best pass rusher. And usually your quarterback's going to be up there, but they got a young quarterback, so they're okay with that. And
CMC is going to demand. CMC is going to demand dollar, and I'm not saying that he's not working.
I don't think he will.
You got your homie over on the other side in New York, going potentially to go get his numbers right. So I just feel like, in terms of that, the media may have a way to push him to try to go get one from San Fran. I'm just saying, Saquon's gonna try to go get numbers this season. Saquon's gonna try to get extended. If Saquon, you don't think CMC's gonna try to get extended? If Saquon get extended, that's the mark.
There's a big difference, though. CMC is where he wants to be.
No, it's not about where he wants to be. It's about what he's done and how much money he's worth. He's not going to sit on $12 million when you see running backs getting paid.
You're speaking for you. You're speaking for you. You're not speaking for the man, though. Like what I'm saying. But I'm saying that's what you. I'm saying
he wanted out of Carolina. The
does
same way he wanted out of Carolina.
Look, does every single player always take the max? No, we know that's not true. Some players take less to be where they want to be. He wanted to be in San Fran. He didn't go to a team that was ahead in the standings. He chose a 4-4 team for a reason. He wanted to be in California. He played at Stanford.
And you don't think he wants the bag? You don't think his name's ringing as guys?
If he wanted the bag, then he would have set himself up differently for that. Instead, he went to a team that didn't have the cap room necessarily moving forward to give him a big bag.
Everybody what he said is here. He sold his soul because he wants one. He wants to be the high octane name, and Carolina was running low. You know that's what it's all coming to. He's gonna in the next season. By the end of next season, whenever Saquon get paid or whatever, CMC gonna be on that wave too to go get buckets and go get money, dog. Because that's the way the market works.
You're also forgetting one huge point. There's a big difference in age between those two players. In terms of running backs, CMC's running. Is he almost 30?
Yeah,
no, he's 20. Should be close.
27. Well, he's moving at 27 with plenty of injuries on him. Look, he may want something, but I don't think he's going to look for the max that he can get at running back. Because what's going to happen is the teams that are going to offer him the max are going to be the teams that are going to they're going to have to rely on him and feed him. Going to get him killed. He already has injury problems at the age of 27. How many times has he been injured already at the age of 27 as a running back? He's not going to garner as much. And also Barkley's about to get paid, but not by the team that drafted him. I highly doubt, unless they tag him. I highly doubt New York's going to be able to give him the whole bag.
I just feel like it's not Christian, but they're going to push for him to get paid. And he came home. He came home to San Francisco. He came home because he wanted to come home.
That's what I said. He wanted to go home.
But ultimately, in that case, there's going to be a discussion and talk about this money because this money is old money. You got to remember, he was on an old team when he got this money. This is a new team now. And he did his due diligence in the time in the playoffs. You know, he didn't do his job in the NFC Championship, but he performed.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about what he's done for the team, they could easily say, look, your numbers aren't crazy. They could be like, and our system is, we could do this with plenty of backs. Bye.
See, right now, his base salary, he's first in the league in base salary, second in total cash. And yeah, so he's already up there for us getting paid.
Yeah, he's doing all right, man. He went home, he went to where he wanted to go. Now, maybe if he thinks that they're not going to compete anymore, maybe if he looks at the cap and says it's going to be tough for them to compete, then maybe he tries to take off and get a bag. But it seems like he wanted to leave Carolina to go home and have a chance to win. Most players who want a chance to win know the difference usually is not getting paid as much.
That Dale's Carolina. Can we look up to see before he exited how many years he has left in his contract?
On his contract?
Mm-hmm.
I believe he has 3. Hold on a second. He's got 1, 2, 3 years left.
Okay.
And it's $12 million per, as far as the cap.
He's 27. He got 3 years left. At the end of that contract, he's gonna be 30.
Yeah.
That's the end of real running backs' careers right there. 30. That's the wall. So yeah, maybe if somebody offers him like an extension, maybe he'll do that. But
no, that's what I'm saying. Like he's gonna stay in San Fran, but he's gonna ask for something. But
they don't have to give it to him. He's on the books for 3 years. They don't have to give it to him. Is he gonna hold out?
Yeah, he gonna pull that. I know your daddy. Actually, he's got the 6 best odds. It won't happen to come to Dallas. Barkley. That comment that's in there.
Interesting.
Ravens are the favorite.
Ravens are the favorite to get Barkley?
Yep.
Interesting.
Ravens, then Bills, then Broncos, then Jets. I don't see that one. Then the Patriots, then Dallas.
Weird. Why would the Jets and the Patriots are weird to me?
Yeah, I agree with Will. That is weird.
We don't pay running backs usually.
No,
and
never.
Also, we have Stevenson, who looks really good.
Yeah. I think the last running back they really paid was Corey Dillon.
Yeah, and that was at a discount because he was having trouble.
Yeah.
Pay that man. He was what? Was he over 30?
Not when we got him.
Okay. Well, that's definitely some good stuff right there. Looking at the conference championships games yesterday. Let's take a first break for the night, fellas. We're gonna come back and look at some news of the day. We got a lot of hot topics to cover, so we're gonna keep it flowing and doing our thing. But y'all hold on to your bus. We'll be back in about 15-20.
Get it.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF, the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man, go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Back at it like we're mad at it. Appreciate y'all hanging out with your boys at the Playcall Sheet, the Monday after the conference championship games. So we're actually going to roll into the news of the day. Let me see what we got here. We've got this was kind of weird because it's kind of a twofold. So a lot of people probably saw the video after the Bills lost and heard about the reports on how Stephon Diggs left. Pretty pissed off. But he did storm out of the stadium. They had to calm him down and stuff like that. And the reason why I say it's kind of a twofold is today his brother, the cornerback for Dallas, unfollowed the Cowboys on social media, contract negotiation time. So, question for you all tonight in regards to this particular topic. One, it's a possibility that one can actually match up with the other one on a particular team. Or two, is the Diggs brothers just causing drama?
Yeah, they seem like a drama family now at this point. But look, they just seem passionate, man. But I don't know. I mean, if they end up on the same team, that'd be interesting. Not going to mean much. They don't play on the same side of the ball, and one's a lot better than the other. So,
True.
But hey, maybe if he plays on the same team with him going up against his brother every time he practice, will make him better.
Yeah, competition makes better. But that whole situation that happened on the sideline between Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, as much as I don't like Josh Allen, just because I don't like his antics, I think he's a good quarterback, and I think what he does is pretty crazy. I think he's got some flaws in his game. I just don't like his antics. I think that they're supposed to be, bonded by the hip and this, that, and the other thing. And that little scuffle, he almost like trying to point blame at him because he wasn't getting him the ball. He's getting a little TO-ish, and it's going to turn into a cancer quick.
Yeah, I don't mind arguments, but it seemed like he was showing them up. And on top of that, he had been targeted, I think, 11 times. So he just didn't make the catches. They just didn't work out for him. Like,
this is it. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Stephon Diggs is a great guy, great football player. But this is where the problem starts. This is where his problem lies. In these important games, where, like you said, you got 11 targets. You're a primary receiver. So they all looking for you. It's not like the quarterback's not looking for you. Things happen sometimes with the quarterback. Blame Josh on that, but things happen with you too. Blame Stephon. So the same way you go on that Josh can come at you. There's times where Josh needed something in pivotal games, and you ain't give it to him. Same can go for Diggs on the other side. I just think with this situation, Hellman, you know what I'm saying? This is what happens when you're there for so many years, and then the same thing keeps happening. When the city, the town, ESPN, FS1, YouTube, us, everybody say you're supposed to go to Super Bowl this year. You're projected to, and Diggs is playing on that team. I just feel like, when this happens, when you lose, it sucks. And like you said, it's all pride, you know what I'm saying, and passion with him. In terms of his younger brother, Trey, yeah, man, he's going to try to demand some cash, or he's going to hold out. So if Jerry Jones is like, hey, well, basically, you was on our team, and these are the numbers that you did, and that's what it is, Jerry will easily say, man, well, be out. And I wouldn't be mad at it. Shout out to Diggs, though. He's been playing awesome for us, but, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be mad at it. If you went to go, say, looked at somebody in the draft or whatever the case is.
True. So, we're talking about, the older digs. They're kind of stuck with him for at least the next 2 years. Because if they release him next year, it's a $45.5 million cap hit. And
no, they don't want to release
25
him
year
anyway.
after that.
They need him.
Yeah,
Right.
they cannot get rid of Diggs. Like, if you lose Diggs, it is over because just to get him to Buffalo, like, somebody's gonna want to have to go to Buffalo. And he didn't he get traded to Buffalo?
Yes,
from Minnesota
Vikings.
And that pick was Justin Jefferson.
So hold on. So at the end of the day, he kind of
They made a mistake. They should have just drafted Justin Jefferson.
They should have.
Yeah.
They wanted to rush.
They would have statistically had the better receiver for the last 2 years.
Yep.
On a rookie deal. They made that mistake.
Picks, they could have got 5 years out of it. Could have franchise had them 2 other times they chose to.
That'd have been 7 years of a better receiver.
Do you guys think if Buffalo had a better running back that game against Cincy could have been any different?
Absolutely.
Because they could have ran the ball more.
Yes. They have no running back. They've got guys with a title there.
No,
as far as somebody he can just turn around and hand the rock to, it ain't there.
The only guy that really did anything was Dalvin Cook's little brother.
I'm gonna have to slightly disagree with you, Coach, because you gotta commit to the run game no matter what back you have. They can have
Josh Allen.
They can have Walter Payton back there, but they don't run the ball. They drop Josh Allen back 40, 50 times and treat him like an extended running back. Maybe it is they don't believe in the talent, but I've seen games with Singletary light up and play really well. I've seen games where Cook light up and play real well. But you have to commit yourself to running the ball. They'll run a few times early in the game. The run doesn't work. All right, well, we got Josh Allen. Let's throw it 50 times. So, I mean, maybe you're right, Coach. I don't know. Maybe the running back talent isn't great back there, but it's not terrible. We've seen teams in the past run way more with lesser names than they have in their backfield. So I just don't understand. It's a commitment to running.
You do gotta commit, but I just think it's both. I think it's both.
It could be both. I can see that.
It's both. It's both. You know what I'm saying? If you're running backs, A. How many times? I will say 10 runs. How many times are you going to run for negative yards? Like you said, Will, like you have to explore the run. You have to see what you can get out of it. Now, if you're only doing it 3 times and you're like, oh, well, we're not getting nothing out of it, then you're going to have Josh Allen, like you said, go 50, 60 times and throwing footballs, running around, potentially ending his career, if he gets hurt. So
also the line, you got to have if your line has to be dedicated to also to
that's going to be my next question. Is it the line? Because didn't they trade for Hines during the trade deadline?
Yeah.
So they weren't even sold that they had a running back yet.
Well, but then they never used him as a running back. He's like an off tackle third down back, and they just use him as a kick returner.
Yeah, his best game.
He's getting paid way too much for what they use him.
He had the two kickoff return touchdowns.
I also blame.
He smoked my patch, yeah.
Yeah, I also blame this a lot, even though that game was closer than it looked, by the way. But off topic, I think McDermott's to blame for this too, a little bit, because he's not. I feel like he's not trying to look for a back, and I feel like he won't even try the run plays. He wants this to all be in Josh Allen's hand, and this guy again, for how much maybe I'm watching too much FS1, but this has turned into an offensive coaching league, and you got a guy that coaches defense trying to figure out how to do it with no coordinator, or a guy at coordinator that isn't really good. They lost Daboll, and Josh Allen looks like a complete schmuck. He had a great year, but he looks very confused out on the field sometimes, and he showed it this year.
I'm gonna be real. They was praising Ken Dorsey, the OC over there.
Yes.
They were praising him, but he's never got praised, Kim Dorsey. Like, there's a lot of guys that went to the NFL, but other than him being in Miami, I've never heard about him. So when I was surprised when he's at the helm and he did OC, I'm like, what? Yeah, this is something. Well, all these OCs out there, potentially, won't you help McDermott go find one so that McDermott can remain comfortable in the defensive scheme? I just don't understand it. Because we can't put it all on McDermott. When this guy's up here, clearly we calling him. We're not. That's what I'm saying. We're not even talking about Ken Dorsey. We're not talking about the OC of the team. We got OCs getting kicked out of the teams left and right. Is that the case for Buffalo too? They say they one of the best offensive teams in football.
This is his first year as an OC, right?
Who, Dorsey?
Mm-hmm.
Check that.
I believe so.
If I'm not mistaken.
So
he kind of learning on the job.
Well, yeah, he's been quarterback coach.
Pulling the Patricia.
First
OC job, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so sorry, Ken Dorsey. We're gonna cut you a little bit of slack. We're gonna cut you a little bit of slack, bro. But I mean,
he's a bum.
To me, it's like, okay, I get. He's a bum. Okay, say it. Hey, so
that caught me off guard.
There's a lot of. Go get some help. Pin him with the QBs, Ken Dorsey, and go get another OC. I don't know.
Well, let's see who's that. But
well, I gotta talk to you about something on the show.
It's okay that the Bengals lost, man. It's okay. They're in Cancun right now. You know, Dak has got it with Joe. He gave Joe Burrow the remedy yesterday how to throw picks in the game, and Joe Burrow performed that. So they're talking about it right now in Cancun. They good.
Look, I got strong opinions about the game. Again, I only saw one angle of that late hit, and it was from the sidelines looking at the field. The second replay I saw, clearly 2 feet out of bounds, clearly a late hit. That was on Osai, but there were also many flags, many plays not made, many sacks given up, one pick that was Burrow's fault, one pick that was not his fault. They had plenty of opportunities to where they could have taken the game, but their number one thing that messed them up is the fact that they could never get Mixon, Pirine, or Williams going on the run game. If they could have ran just 50 more yards, they would have been in complete control of win that game with 2 minutes left in the game. They shot themselves in the foot. The Chiefs are deservedly so in the Super Bowl. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Shout out to you, Chris, man. What's going on? We got some more news of the day, man.
I'll say about that. Yeah, it was definitely a late hit. You got to call that. On the same play, they missed a holding, but you miss a holding literally every play in football.
Right.
I mean, anybody knows D linemen. You don't call them all. I mean, if you see it, you see it. You don't, you don't. The block in the back, I hate that call, which they didn't call it, but I hate it. I would have hated it if they did call it because it's inconsequential. He's already gone.
Right. So,
like, it's not that's one of those you're protecting somebody. I understand that, but you're not. It's not about the play itself. Like he's already past him. He's gone. So, and he did kind of hold up at the last second, even though he bumped him.
He got screwed over by momentum. It happened.
Yeah, those were 2 blatant missed calls. But like I said, those are also judgment calls in the moment, in the time. I get why they don't call them. Yeah, it was a close game.
It was very ticky-tacky when it came down to the calls, but I understand we want to move on to the next topic. So if somebody could explain to me about how they got 2 third downs on that one thing after the show, I'm open to hear about it, but I'm ready for the next topic to wait.
Yeah, we can do that.
Next topic. Let me ask you if this guy is worth it. So coaches started getting fired. Black Mondays, they call it, started happening. And this guy was a hot candidate. And I'm speaking of one Sean Payton.
Yeah, buddy.
It seemed like the temperatures kind of dialed down on him a little bit because I was always under the impression that the Saints were wanting a first-round pick, rightfully so. But I heard today that they're actually wanting 2 first-round picks for Sean Payton. Who's going to do that?
Nobody.
I'm going to be real with you. Didn't Dallas just clear house with everybody besides McCaffrey and Quinn?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm going to stir the pot for my boys a little bit in this instant. I'm going to stir the pot for them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're doing with McCaffrey right now. Maybe his job's safe. Maybe it's not. Maybe this is waiting in the right time.
You're not going to say bring him in as an OC to keep him getting that tag, right?
Who? McCaffrey?
No.
Oh, Payton?
Yeah.
Man, listen, man. Payton might bring
you get creative sometimes.
McCarthy might have a chance.
He does have some crazy takes.
McCarthy might have somewhere in the organization to go to, man. But I think I have a 35% chance in my mind right now that, man, that regime might be in Dallas, man. Hey, you're getting rid of. I felt like they should have got rid of all the coaches on their staff. That's just me. Being real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Payton and his team, man. Listen, Cowboys, listen to me. You may want to do that, but nah, man. There's still some teams that can use the services. Teams that we mentioned. The coach still, because they didn't hire just at that second interview. The Broncos.
The Cardinals.
Yep. So he's still going to be a big name. You know, we still haven't entered draft night yet. We can see him on some Doc Rivers, you know what I'm saying, getting swung away on draft night. He may be in somebody's war room, you know what I'm saying, as the draft resumes. You know, but the only way you'll know that is if you catch us, you know what I'm saying, that's preparing for our draft party, you know, coming in April.
I'm starting to think he don't go anywhere this year because his name was tied heavy to the Chargers, and when they decided to keep Staley, and now everything's died down and he's gone quiet. So I think he really wanted that Chargers job, and now that he's not going to get that one because Staley is staying, it's completely like the waves have calmed. There's no talks anymore. They keep we got this news report today about favorites, but we're not hearing nothing from Peyton.
Yeah, he's waiting for that quarterback. That's what he wants to see. He wants to see that system where a place where a quarterback's in place and he can come in and be great like he was with Breeze. I don't see him budging for any of the jobs that are currently left. I do think he wanted the Chargers job. That was always a job that I thought was the best one, aside from the fact that it's AFC and he's got to go through a gauntlet of quarterbacks. Yeah. I think he felt that was a quarterback on their level, so he could do it with that guy.
I mean, look, with what's left, the Panthers are off the board. The Texans were waiting for the 49ers to lose or win the Super Bowl to announce that D'Amico Ryans is going to end up taking that job. Yeah, who's left? Cardinals, and I'm lost on the other ones. I'm sorry, but none of those jobs are desirable for anybody. No one wants those jobs.
Who wants the Arizona job where you got your franchise quarterback is probably not going to be back until late October, early November.
And he's a mobile quarterback with a torn ACL.
And bad study habits. So coming into a new system. Denver, who wants that job right now? So you have no running game. The front office seems to be in disarray.
Russell Wilson's declining more and more.
Yeah.
If you believe you can turn Russell Wilson back to what he was, then that's a fine. All the other things about that job are fixable. It's about him. Can you fix Russell Wilson? And I got to believe a guy like Sean Payton believes he can.
That's true.
Maybe he's just trying to see how much value he's really worth.
That's the other thing. The team you go to, you're almost hoping they have multiple firsts because you got to give one up. And you still want to draft.
Look, I'm just happy that Coach got what he wanted. Kellen Moore's out, and Dan Quinn loves Dallas, apparently.
I'm gonna be real.
He's a head coach and waiting.
Nah, let me be real. I sat here a couple shows ago, and I mentioned, I said Dallas may, have to do a due diligence and try to, probably take a season and not be good. And what they did coaching-wise is they got rid of everybody coaches. You move up everybody that were coaches before up in. Peyton's still waiting. This Peyton to Dallas can still happen some way, somehow. I'm just saying. If he doesn't take no job this season, if he does not take no job this season, do you really think if Dallas keeps McCarthy another year, they're going to keep him past another year? I'm just saying. I don't even think they should keep him this season, but
no, McCaffrey's seat is definitely warming the hell up.
He has no more excuses now.
Right.
He's gonna be able to bring in his people because a lot of the guys who got left go on the offensive side were kind of holdovers from Dex. I mean from Gary's time.
Dr. Jason Garrett is still clapping.
Yeah. So him calling plays, he's got poor clock management. Yeah, it is what it is. But as far as Sean Payton, I don't think anybody's going to come off that. If that 2 is true that they want the 2 first rounds, he ain't coaching this year. I don't think anybody's going to come off that.
They said 2 first rounds?
Yeah, I heard it on the local radio station today.
That's crazy.
Yeah, who's going to pull the trigger on that?
Well, a guy that came and run 10 yards. Come on, man.
And essentially, he's pretty much got the same record as McCarthy over their careers. So I don't know who's going to validate giving up 2 first rounds for him.
Yeah, that's bananas. 2 first rounders. Nah, buddy.
So
not in this economy.
so speaking of McCarthy, so his ex-quarterback, the one Captain Mushroom, Aaron Rodgers, trade rumors going on, and there seemed to be some speculation and some insiders talking that there's a mutual interest of parting ways on both sides. So
I think it's time for him to move.
Roger ends up.
Where he ends up, I don't know, but I think it's time for him to move. I think he at the time, he's worn out his welcome, and the fans are done with him. Some people want him to stay. A lot of people want him to go. Where he ends up, it's a good question. Why not take himself out to Las Vegas and get Devontae back? Why not switch it up and go to New York? Why not switch it up and go to New York and play with the Jets? Why not take it down to Tennessee and go with Vrabel and try to revamp that with Derek Lewis?
They've already said
Derek Henry.
At this point, you're just naming teams without quarterbacks. But plot twist.
That's what I'm trying to. I've really
Chico, California kid. Maybe takes a trip to the Golden State. You know what I mean? A little San Fran action. This way they can get Purdy and Lance healthy.
They can afford the capital of it because they're not paying a quarterback on the roster already big money.
Right. And Aaron's from that town. Aaron's from that town.
Yeah, he's from Chico.
So, Aaron, man, they part ways in Green Bay. Green Bay basically just gave him a bag and said, keep it packing. I ain't mad at that. You know what I'm saying? They did still just to a guy that, held their franchise down forever. Now, in the secrets of him, a team that's they feel like is that guy away, we have to put all of them in the hat. We said, Tua is supposed to be the starter next year for Miami. Well, we're going to put Aaron Rodgers in that hat because, hey, if Aaron Rodgers is available and Miami can go get him, you think they ain't going to say forget Tua?
Nah, I think they're married to the situation.
Because the owners and the coaches and all that, they don't care about the players at the end of the day when it comes to dealing.
Coaches do.
You know what I'm saying? Coaches do, but the coach ain't got nothing to do with the moves. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. Up top, they going to go scream. If we don't want him here, we don't want him. But Aaron's going to have a lot of teams at the helm. This is kind of going to be like mini Tom. Not all the way over what Tom left New England and teams wanted him. I feel like there's going to be some teams hollering at Aaron Rodgers. Just for the fact that, the market, everything that comes with it, you know what I'm saying? Him being him, people are going to entertain that. The question is, either it's going to be part of ways, and that's a lot of money, damn, or a trade, but what you willing to give up for Aaron Rodgers?
We'll see. Here's where they're getting into trouble at. They're already going to be $16 million over salary cap. They're probably going to have to cut Aaron Jones and make him a post-June 1st cut to save money there. But Rodgers is scheduled to make $59.5 million in guaranteed money this year and $49.25 in 2024. But you got to look at that $58.3 million of the money from 2023 is structured as an option bonus. So they can be exercised around March, I believe, or right up until the season opening. So they can still play with that salary cap hit. So he's still tradable.
Yep.
Yeah. Or maybe he just follows his unwanted mentor's footsteps and he goes right to the Jets. Alienates himself, then signs with the Vikings.
Send a couple picks.
And then in 12 years, we'll be talking about Jordan Love like this.
Doing the same thing. Yeah, I saw that meme.
QB Kingdom.
Yeah.
QB Kingdom, man. There's a lot of moves going to be.
A lot of moves.
This offseason.
Or none. They always do that to us. Everyone can move, and then no one moves. Like,
Somebody, there's gonna be a lot.
I think this is gonna happen though, because like
I'm not saying 100% Aaron Rodgers is gonna happen, but QBs are gonna be moving. They're gonna be QBs getting slashed and dashed and cut. Some QBs have to be in the realization that they're backups and they're not starters. Marcus Mariota. You know what I'm saying?
What's interesting about the Aaron Rodgers situation is that I don't think he would choose to leave for just any team. Does he have a no trade clause?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers. Probably not.
Probably not.
That's a good question.
I'm gonna check.
The reason
I'm sure he'd take it away though.
The reason I asked, here's my thing though. The reason I asked that is because that gives him control of where he goes. Whereas if he doesn't have the clause and they decide to move on from him in Green Bay, they can send him anywhere.
He doesn't have
the highest bidder.
Clause.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
That's dangerous for him. Because now he can end up getting traded anywhere. But the only leverage you'll have is I'll retire.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's wild, man. Like, because look, you send him to like the Raiders. That's not a better team for him right now. They suck. I mean, he's there with
Derek
Adams.
Carr.
He's better than Derek Carr, yes, but
I'm thinking more talking about the head coach.
You're telling me.
That defense is terrible.
Hold on. You're telling me that if you put Aaron Rodgers in Las Vegas right now with Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, and Devontae Adams, I guarantee they have another wide receiver that I can't name right now because I don't follow the Raiders.
They don't, but it's okay.
You get okay. Well, thank you. Anyway, you put Aaron Rodgers there. You're telling me they can't win 5 more games and make the playoffs?
I mean, they can sneak in, but is Aaron Rodgers also going to play defensive tackle or defensive end? Is he going to play
Max
corner?
Crosby. What do you mean they don't need a defensive end?
That's the only spot they're good at. Okay, is he going to play corner or safety?
Their
Their defense is horrible. I mean, they can add some pieces for sure. But also, is he going to block for himself? Because their O-line is bad too. So
it's tough.
Yeah, that's why the whole Brady going there thing sounded crazy to me. Like, all right, I mean, when he went to the Bucks, they were almost the perfect team for him to go to. They had very little to add to it, and he brought his own tight end with him.
Yeah, I watched that last episode of Man in the Arena today. That lined up way too perfect for him.
Perfectly.
Hold on, ain't Dak and Rodgers getting paid the same amount of money?
And who?
Dak and Aaron.
Who's talking about Dak?
I'm just saying. Is it no? I'm just saying. Aaron, Jerry Jones can say, "Hey, we'll trade you Dak." Green Bay, you not sure about Jordan Love? Well, I know you're probably sure about Dak. We'll give you Dak for Aaron.
No, Jordan Love is cheap. Dak's expensive.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I would never. If I'm Green Bay, I'm like, if I'm moving on from Aaron as Green Bay, I don't want Dak to replace Bye.
I'd rather just go ahead and rip
Jimmy G or Derek Carr
the Band-Aid off and start tanking for a draft.
Start tanking with Love.
Hey, when you lose the way you lost, with QB being a reason at fault, or you feel like your QB, is not that person at this point right now.
Who? The Packers?
Team, like I said, every team. No, I'm talking about teams in general.
Yeah.
Like Packers, teams in general. You have to look at guys like Aaron Rodgers when he's on the trade market. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
that's why I'm making that.
No, I agree. But if you're in that same situation, you don't look at guys like Dak. That's my point.
No. But hey, you're a businessman, Jerry. You have to bring something to the table. Maybe, I'm the same.
No Dak, more like draft picks.
Draft picks, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we can't cut them.
I like what Bobby said.
Yeah,
that is where they go to die.
That's quarterback boneyard.
Man, listen.
Sad, man. It's real sad.
That's not a bad move.
That's probably where Derek Carr
honestly, for Aaron Rodgers, that's a better spot than, in my opinion, that's a better spot than going to the Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders defense is bad. I didn't know how bad they were, but they're so bad. Fifth worst in the league.
Yeah, it's bad.
Literally, all they have is Max Crosby. He's the only guy on the defense.
Let Aaron call plays like Peyton Manning used to call plays up in Indy. Oh no, that might be kind of spicy now. Aaron in Indy, and Indy got the capital for it. Oh man. We might just hit something on the money. I think Bobby somebody hit something on money tonight. Indy might be a strong suitor. They don't trust nobody they got on their roster right now. They're going to have a dumb coach potentially in Jeff Saturday. Yeah, you're going to have to bring somebody in like Aaron Rodgers to try to control something. He can have control of that team, the offensive play. Bring Aaron in. Aaron, if I'm your agent right now, I'm talking to whoever Indy got there. We go.
It sounds like chaos, but it would be fun.
Crazy. Jonathan Taylor. This is my team.
Well, speaking of my team, our next topic for the night. One of the quarterbacks in the Super Bowl on a rookie contract, talking about the one Jalen Hurts. They're saying he's actually he's a second round pick, so 4-year contract coming into the league. So he's about to be due up. So they're saying that this offseason is going to be the year where it gets the massive or monster contract extension. Do you think that happens, and how much do you see him getting?
I'd let him test the waters from the Eagles. I'd let him test the waters. Go out there and see. Go ahead.
Jalen Hurts wasn't anything until he got married to Nick Sirianni. So I think you need to pay the guy. How much? I don't know. But you need to pay the guy and keep these two guys together because whatever they're doing is working.
I agree with Jay. And that's great to say on a night like this, man. Shout out to every Monday. I agree with Jay. I feel like you pay that man. And I'll be real. I've been saying this for a minute too, man. We've seen Philly. Philly's an organization that blossomed the African American community. They blossomed them to a core. I will be shocked if he doesn't get an extension. If he doesn't get one in the offseason, okay. But you might want to pay him now if you're Philly. You might want to now because that can overbite you later if you don't.
Because right now the average for quarterbacks is about $40 million a year. Well, I'm sorry, there are 9 quarterbacks making $40 million. But this is the offseason for Herbert and Burrow to get paid.
If I got to break the bank for a mobile QB, I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling Lamar Jackson to bring to that system.
Ooh.
Scary.
Remember, could be
Jake's face.
It could be interesting when you swap the QBs. When you swap the QBs, I mean, you got obviously the difference between Hurts and Lamar is the experience. You know what I'm saying? So, I agree with both of you guys' takes on that. You go call Lamar, but I think, if you're the Eagles, man, this guy, unless you want to go high in the
I'm making a lot of jokes. The truth is, I guess you got to sign him. Also, the friendship connection between him and AJ Brown over the years that they've had, you got to keep that in place. So, yeah, I'd keep him.
AJ Brown is a freaking stud.
Yeah, Titans blew that one.
And they're thinking
100% out of the water. And they thought that freaking Burks was going to be the next him.
He's still, he's talented. We
can't judge
quarterback play. We can't judge what he is based on Tannehill and
what
Willis.
do you mean? Look how good AJ Brown looked with Tannehill.
But Tannehill has regressed too, and also
what was happening in Tennessee
rookie
the Volunteers was somewhat great this year. So in order for the Volunteers to continue to be great, some of those great guys from Tennessee didn't get paid. You know what I'm saying? They had to go younger. And that's the real reason.
I'm like, what the hell did it have to do anything? You had me lost for a second there.
No, the truth is the top enough.
No, I know.
Towns like that can't have a professional team be good and the college football team be good. It don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? You see teams that are good in college basketball, and so I just feel like the Titans and all. How do you get rid of the piece that you get rid of?
This
like
has
they
been
go into a
conspiracy minute with 2.
What reason? What reason do you have to get rid of AJ Brown? AJ Brown was in the Super Bowl right now.
They don't want to pay him. They don't want to pay him. That's all.
You had him $20 million.
They didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to pay him. They're cheap.
What all did they trade? Was it just a second round pick or something, or first round pick?
That was bad. They got nothing for it, really. It seems like.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure it out.
They traded
Was it a first?
It was a pick.
To my AJ, right?
Yeah, what they give AJ?
They traded Brown to the Eagles for the number 18 and 101 overall picks in 2022. So it's something that got a first and a third, maybe?
Yeah, sounds like it.
And wasn't that
they needed about 3 first round picks for him.
Yeah.
They got raped on that.
They stole him.
Yeah.
So
elite receivers can be stolen though because they just sometimes you can't tell.
It had to be some type of personality conflict.
It's always personality conflict with wide receivers, man. I definitely agree with that as well. You know what I'm saying?
AJ
more than the team.
He's probably tired of playing with Tannehill.
To be honest, whenever Edelman retired, it was a toss-up between my favorite player in the league between George Kittle and AJ Brown. Just because George Kittle's funny and he's real and he's always great in post games, except for yesterday, he was super out of character. I've never heard that man cuss on a microphone except maybe
pissed.
2 times.
Yeah,
he was
pissed.
mad as hell. He's like, I lost because we didn't have a quarterback. Yeah, pretty shitty. I was like, oh shit, Kittle's mad. And then AJ Brown just because he's an absolute stud.
Answer, man. That's a wrestling answer. And you know, Jake, he's the biggest wrestling fan all the time. Going kayfabe on the interview. Man, listen. Kittle, it is what it is, player, man. You just gotta keep living that, man. I wish that would have happened last week, though.
Why? Y'all just would have gotten more embarrassed on the biggest stage.
No, I don't think so. Not me. I don't think so.
Philly would have whooped on y'all.
You two just go on ahead and be happy that your team was at least in the playoff. Me and Will was sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Hey,
my
unofficial Super Bowl was yesterday. When I saw the headline, Kellen Moore Parkway.
I knew it.
Yes, sir. Let's do this.
So wait, you weren't even halfway there when Dan Quinn said, "I love the Cowboys. I ain't leaving."
Nah, it was all about Kellen Moore. It's been about Kellen Moore the entire year.
Focus on Kellen Moore all year.
The whole year. That's all me and Coach been talking about that team. It's Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, who just took the Chargers job as the OC. Shout out to him. Shout out to Kellen Moore on another gig. We're going to see what they do against the Cowboys next year because they are scheduled to play each other. So that's going
to be interesting.
Coach, a diehard Cowboys fan, and since I've been on the podcast, the only conversation me and him really had about the Cowboys is Kellen Moore. That's it. That's all we're talking about. You may talk about other Cowboy stuff with everybody else, but me and him just Kellen Moore. You got to get him out of here.
Ken Dorsey, Kellen Moore, man, all these guys that were something in college.
Jabronis.
Like the mayor of Cincinnati. Yeah, it's wild. Kellen Moore's gone, man. But like I said, if you're gonna take Kellen Moore and ship his bags, everybody's bags should have been shipped except for Dan Quinn's.
Yeah, I guess. No, I disagree. Look, McCarthy sucks, and I can't wait till y'all move on from him too. But Kellen Moore, man, he's like that. He's the coaching version of the quarterback that'll make you play well enough that you can't draft well.
Yes,
but not good enough that you win it.
Yeah,
because he'll have your offense light up for every now and then. But guess what? He gonna call some crazy
real
stuff.
Talk? Real. I'm gonna be real. Kellen went ahead of the guys that been trying to get just a different job, a different situation.
Well, yeah, because statistically, he had his team doing really well. What they don't see is that he's going to end up calling some dumb shit at some point.
Realistic. Hey, being real with none of the extra. Did you guys actually see the Cincinnati and Chiefs game yesterday? Did anybody watch it?
Yeah.
That first play that Kelsey did was so dangerous, but I thought it was so damn neat. Catch the ball and instantly go for the pitch. Super dangerous. And if he would have followed through with it, that would have been a touchdown. It's the craziest thing.
That's a design play, though. That wasn't on Kelsey.
No, I know it's a design play. But I will never say anything nice about Kelsey. That was mainly pointed at Eric. Pronounce his last name for me, too. The offensive coordinator.
Oh, Bieniemy.
Yeah, Bieniemy. I thought two was froze for a minute. I was like, wait, he's froze. Never mind. Yeah. That was designed by him, and that play could have been something crazy because I think wasn't Tooney in on that play? I think it was Tooney that was trying to catch and run with it. That would have been a touchdown, and that was the craziest play.
McKinnon, it was McKinnon.
That was that's the type of stuff Kellen Moore comes up with, though. That's why I'm like I can hate on it a little bit, but not really. But you got to have the players to be able to pull them off.
What? No,
I've seen some crazy ass.
No. This right here. This is the type of stuff that Kellen Moore comes up with. I wonder if
man, Kellen Moore, come on now. Did we forget about driving in right before halftime? Got momentum, can take the lead with a field goal or a touchdown. It's 2nd and 2. He spreads it out with 5 receivers.
Yep. Good times at Boise State.
Yeah.
Should have pulled the Statue of Liberty off.
No
Now
edge
that's the only
runs.
thing.
Everything is inside where all the muck is at. That's now definitely Zeke has lost a step. I'm definitely on board with that. But that's why Tony Pollard was so explosive because most of his runs were on the edges, or he would get to the edge. More don't call plays like that. Hey, he put up great stats with that. Fantasy football was great. But as far as the dubs and the consistency, adios, my friend. Have fun in
man, change
in
my
LA.
man back with the money, man. Change my man with the money.
What are y'all gonna do at running back? Zeke's about done, and Pollard just tore himself up.
So I think
Dallas always go find a money QB. Don't worry about that. We'll find our money QB. I mean, running back. Sorry. Running back. We'll find our money running back. Don't worry about us. We know.
About to say your last two quarterbacks have sucked. I don't know what you're talking about. Running back. All right, I'll give you that.
I think Bijan Robinson might be in your future.
That's who everybody's can. I don't know if he's going to be there at 26.
He might because he's going to run like a 4.6. He's not. His 40 is not going to be crazy, even though he's a great guy.
I'd rather have Bijan.
Yeah, because it's basically Saquon for cheaper.
I don't know who had the 18th pick, but at the recent mock draft I saw, whoever had the 18th pick in the draft is where I saw Bijan Robinson going.
Nah, you looked at the wrong one.
Did I?
There is no right or wrong one. They change all the time.
I know.
No, I'm just saying. I just said the most recent one.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I'm about to do it while I'm on the podcast.
Better not draft a quarterback. We already got one.
Cool. Patriots, get out of here.
Yeah.
18th pick is Alliance.
Nope, wasn't that. Anyway, I'm gonna try to find that one, but I think it was in like the later teens is what I saw.
And then this is gonna be a lot of tight ends on the market too, man. The Lions gonna be in motion next year, man.
Lions are my new it's gonna be one of the funnest teams to watch moving forward.
That's your pet team right now.
I don't know if it's my pet. I can't call it mine because my boy Lewis, he was on that train a little first. So if I start saying it, he's gonna just say that I was following him. But he opened my eyes to a few things, and then I saw it myself too. They're a fun ass team to watch.
They are.
And they're going to get a lot better because they're only a few little pieces away, like a little bit on defense, and they're going to have a solid defense. And they got weapons everywhere on that offense. And they actually put up numbers after trading one of the best tight ends in the league, which I thought was...
Hey, forget the Vikings. Let Aaron Rodgers go to Detroit.
I also like Washington, too.
I'm going to be real. Keep it real. I'm going to keep this in. The Bears. Let's keep it in.
Bears suck.
Aaron Rodgers has a chance to go to every NFC North team. I like where this conversation went.
Bears.
No. Who are you saying go to the Bears?
No. I'm just saying in general. People saying teams that can potentially.
You know they're picking first for a reason.
No, hey,
the trade the pick away.
All they need is to deal with Hard Knocks. All they need is to deal with Hard Knocks, and they on the money.
Oh boy.
Oh, also, wait, I do remember one thing. Somehow, some way, and I don't know how, but Will Levis seems to be dropping in the mock drafts. They got him going to Carolina at 9th now. I don't know where Richardson went, but he wasn't in the top 10 anymore the last time I checked.
Yeah, Richardson,
because the team that was going to pick him up was going to be the 9th pick. Carolina was where he was before.
You know why, though?
Vegas?
Say it again.
What I missed.
Vegas.
I was asking, do you think that he makes it past Vegas? Because they have the 7th pick.
Who, Will Levis?
Yeah.
Well, this mock draft I'm doing right now just said that he's going to the Texans, but Vegas. Yeah, because I'm not sure that Josh McDaniels wants to draft another quarterback. We already saw what he did the first time he had a chance to draft the quarterback. He drafted Tim Tebow.
Hey, and he beat the Steelers, and I love it.
Yeah, that was fun. Everyone enjoyed that moment. Except for
it was fun. It was, yeah, you're right. It's fun, but it wasn't a realistically smart.
No. Nah, man. The reason why these QBs are dropping, particularly Levis, is because these QBs that are unsatisfied with their teams or teams that might want to go fetch another QB instead of their current one. It's the reason why guys may be dropping. So we got to see what happens with these QBs. Aaron Rodgers. We got to find what happens with all of them before any of this stuff, becomes real mock.
Now I'm sure Will has seen the mocks that Richardson was going to Carolina. I think you had to at least seen one of them. With him falling out of that
Florida, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
With him falling out of that 9th pick from Carolina, do you think that he's actually not going to get drafted in the first round at all, realistically? Or do you think he's going to get picked up by somebody?
No, I don't think. I think he could go as early as 8 to the Falcons. I think.
Even though they got Ritter?
Yeah, I don't know if they believe in Ritter yet. Or should they? Nor should they, but maybe.
Try to get a little competition down there?
Yeah, maybe. Plus, then he has to make it past Washington at 16, which I don't know if he does that.
Tennessee at pick 11.
11, yeah, Tennessee at 11. Well, Tennessee's in the same place that the Atlanta is. Are we already going to draft a new quarterback, even though we just drafted one? Because they got the Willis situation. But Willis looked like a deer in front of headlights, man. It was bad. He would get out there. He would literally hike the ball and he just start scrambling. Like, he ain't know what to do in terms of drop back as a quarterback.
Man, listen.
Who else we got? Depending on what Brady does he make it past 19 with the Bucks?
That'd be interesting, honestly, but I don't think they want another Jameis project.
Even if you run Geno, even if you pay Geno, does he pat 20 for the Seattle second pick? And if Lamar leaves, Ravens at 22.
That's what I'm saying. The Ravens honestly can go scoop him up just to be like, yo, Lamar.
Look, I don't want a reason to hate this guy because everything that I've seen, I like Richardson honestly as a quarterback. Sadly, freaking
he's a project.
Baltimore has a perfect scheme for a quarterback like him.
Well, they did, but they got rid of Roman, didn't they?
Yep, they got rid of Roman. Roman's gone. That's the OC.
So unless you're just gonna remember how to run that system without Roman, then it's probably gonna be a new system there.
Fair.
Depends on what the Giants do at 25. Are you gonna stick with
Danny Dimes is fun sometimes, but out of out of 5 good plays he makes about 15 bad ones. They need
not this year. He didn't though. Not this year. He didn't. This year he was good.
On Saquon all year.
That's all they had. Name a receiver they have, not named Slayton. Name one.
Now, do they go after receivers?
Them.
Do they go after receivers?
He didn't play all that time either. Slayton's not that good either. He's just decent at best.
The Giants are probably scared to sign receivers now.
You know what I'm honestly surprised about, and you guys might call me stupid for this. I'm still really surprised that Odell didn't sign anywhere this year.
I'm not. Did you hear what his? Yeah, you probably didn't read the extra shit about his knee.
Probably didn't.
Yeah,
no.
They said when he went, they said he shouldn't have even been playing for the Rams when he was playing, and that when he tore it again, they said that his knee basically exploded.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Yeah, that last surgery was botched.
We spoke on the
Kelly. Was it really botched, or did he just shouldn't have been playing on it?
I heard that the surgeon that did it,
yeah,
they never named him publicly and said it was badly done.
He should have went to see who's it? Galea? Is that the old surgeon who used to fix everybody's knee?
I think so.
The famous, yeah, or the German guy who did Kobe stuff.
Cool.
And then whatever it was, even if it was healing, then he got himself in trouble on that airplane like an idiot. So that's why he ended up not signing anywhere.
But the only reason I was saying that is because before the whole airplane incident happened, that was like a month after he said he was going somewhere. After that whole Thanksgiving thing, I think it was the game.
Yeah,
it was like in December.
He was being his own hype man. He was creating a market that wasn't there. Like he was talking about
I probably fell for that.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there," and everyone's like, "Who is calling you right now?" No one. No one's picking up the phone.
He's getting hit by them telemarketers. Come to New York.
Scam likely.
So, last topic for the news for the day before we take our last break.
We're still in the news. This is crazy.
Yeah, real quick. Were you surprised that Dan Quinn came back? And do you think he should have come back?
Yeah, I think he wants that. I think he wants that. I think he wants that head coaching job. And he said it's better to just stay here, stay in, have first of all, if I make the move to come back here, it looks good to big boss man Jerry. Jerry gonna love me for that. And then this McCarthy dude can't coach his way out of a paper bag. We're gonna be done with him soon. This could be my job. So I'm gonna just stay here, and then I'm gonna get my dream job coaching the Dallas Cowboys. I think that's what he said, and I think it's probably what's gonna happen.
You think there was a wink agreement?
I think it was a firm handshake where he was like, "It's good to have you back. It's good to have you back, Dan. Marry my daughter."
Nice. I, for one, was extremely shocked. I thought it was a done deal, set in stone, that Dan Quinn was going to be the next coach of the Denver Broncos. Me and Coach have been talking about it for like a month, 2 months now.
Career suicide.
Saying that this guy was going to end up there. He was a finalist last year, that he was going to end up there. He already interviewed. I think I heard that he interviewed. And then he came out yesterday or 2 days ago and said, I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. I still want to win a Super Bowl right here. And I'm like, you're loyal. I like it.
Real talk. Shout out to Dan, man. You know, could have had another coaching gig. Maybe he didn't want to deal with the hassles. Maybe he didn't want to deal with you have to turn this situation around. Or you've been watching people, you know, get fired and canned for not doing that. And he's had his great luck with defenses. Literally, we don't speak about the Cowboys defense.
What?
Growing up, Growing up, we never spoke about the Dallas Cowboys defense. Growing up as a Cowboys fan, we never spoke about the Dallas Cowboys defense. It's always offensive. Our defense has always been the team to give up points week after week after week, and it's our offense that win games for us. The defense, since Dan Quinn has arrived there, has been stellar. We can talk about the defense in a good point. We can talk about them in a good light, and shout out to him for improving his defense and giving me something to talk about in terms of defense, because it's just never been like that.
No, because for a while
we've had star players, defensive positions, but overall the defense ain't never meshed.
Yeah, for a while now.
Shaking his head for, but we've had star talent.
No, I agree.
Never had a mush complete defense.
I was also thinking like prime time and days, but you're talking
after that. Yeah. Prime time. We can't talk about the old days. Me personally.
I mean, you do any other time, Dallas.
I gotta bring out this present time, man.
No, that's fair.
Stinkt.
You went for the knees. That was the knees.
No.
Just remember, Dallas ain't won a Super Bowl since I was born, so I'm the lucky.
We asked you all that, man.
I like hearing it though.
And like Marv Albert said, the shooting woes continue.
Well, now timeout. Hold on. I answered the question, but I need to hear Coach. How do you feel about Dan Quinn coming back?
I would love it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about it long enough. I really wanted that response, and I knew exactly.
You didn't see the Joker-sized grin on his face the entire time.
Yes,
he's happy.
I saw. Yes,
absolutely.
He wanted one thing this offseason: Kellen Moore gone, and then that was just cherry on top.
Oh,
I mean, he found out practically the same day. It was a day apart. No, because like I said, we've been talking about it for a month or two now, and at least I did. I don't know if you felt the same way. I thought that it was a set deal that he was definitely leaving. And when I found out he was staying, I was legitimately shocked.
I think a lot of us were.
Yeah,
and I still think, especially how the Joneses went quiet at the end of the season. They didn't make any radio shows or anything like that.
Yeah.
Last time they did that, they came out and said Jason Garrett was separating from them. So I was
they
like,
locked Dan Quinn in the room and did that firm handshake deal.
Yeah, I think something was said, and in a way, the McCarthy wins great, but if Quinn is the coach in waiting, the name that I'm hearing as a possible defense coordinator replacement for him, I'm liking, and that's Al Harris, the DB's coach.
That's what I'm saying, though. I think you have to potentially try to move everybody up, though. You're going to have to make space in potentially new something. Rather that's new head coach, new coaches everywhere, honestly. So, I mean, you got to keep somebody in there. You got to keep a head in there. Quinn's like, hey, man, I like Dallas. I'm staying there. Like I said, I couldn't put the question mark next to Mike McCarthy's name because any day now, any point right now, Jerry can say, yo, man. Or Jerry can have drink on the yacht with Sean Payton and like, oh, yeah, let me type this up on Twitter real quick. Anything can happen right now. I'm not still sold on the Mike McCarthy still being there. Maybe because everybody maybe expects Jerry Jones to fire him and think that the coaches should be fired, but I'm still going to think that Jerry might do something with him. I'm not sold yet.
Fair enough. But we're going to take our last break for the night. We're going to come back and we're going to give you our expert Super Bowl picks. And we're going to see how that goes down. Y'all hold on to your butts. Be back about 15-20.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's cornerback Delvin Brew here from your favorite team, New Orleans Saints. I just want to go ahead on and give a shout out to STWF Media for allowing me to come on and talk about my testimony, my story, and also talk fantasy football. I just want to say thank you, man, for the honor. I appreciate you, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in tonight at 7:30 Central Time. Bro Show out.
Back at it like we're mad at it. How we doing up in this bad boy? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we.
This is Darth Vader.
Darth Vader over here.
I thought I was still muted. My bad. I thought I was still muted. My bad.
We got Darth Vader with
He sounded like Vader.
You sound like Mac Jones after the last game of the season, bro.
Oh man.
Listen up, man.
So last part of this show for tonight, man.
What's up with you?
Who is that? Oh, this is Godfrey. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, God? How you doing, man? What's going on with you? Indeed.
And that's Roderick on the end.
Shout out, Roderick, man. Shout out to my man Slaughter Fit, man. Tune in, man. Hell of a show, man. I try to tune in when I can, man. But when I do, man, real spit going on. Long getting fitness right. Everybody wants fitness right. You want to be, healthy as you go into this life, man. This tunnel that you're going on, especially getting older, man. So shout out to fellow family member of the brand. Roger, stay strong, man. And, tune in, man. Whenever you see it, man. Posting from everybody. Whenever you see it, man, tune in. Share, like, anything and everything. It's appreciated.
Shout out to Miss Jamie. We see you.
What's going on?
Fellas, obviously, none of our teams made it to the Super Bowl. But, unfortunately...
Speak for yourself. Go Chiefs!
I think Jake was on the Eagles wave last night.
Somebody asked me how do I feel about the Cowboys not making it, and I'm like, I'm used to it, but I'm already trying to price my tickets for the Rangers opening day, so I'm already in baseball mode.
Oh, I can dig it. We done moved on.
Moving on real fast.
Wait. So your baseball team is the Rangers?
Of course.
God bless you.
Of course. That's why I cried and popped champagne when they made
World Series 2023.
Who the Blue Jays got some talent, man.
They always got some talent.
I wish they'd freaking get Bo Bichette signed long term. I'm getting tired of this. This man keeps playing with my heart.
Right now, the Eagles are 2-point favorites in the Super Bowl.
As they should be.
2 is our local degenerate. So 2, how do you feel about that? Do you see them? Let me see. Do you see them as a favorite? And what's the over and under for here?
I'll check the over under right now, man.
Okay.
DraftKings has this game over under wise. I just had it up, so we boot this. Sorry about that. NFL Super Bowl over under 50, which usually is Super Bowls. You probably go up a little bit more as the weeks go by. In this game right now, like Will said, Philly should be the favorites based on what we've seen this season, based on what we've seen on the side of Kansas City, though they had a tough win yesterday. That's something to look for in the next few weeks. keys to the game for me, I feel, is that defensive line of Philly against that offensive line of Kansas City's. You know, how healthy is going to be, how healthy is his core going to be.
Right.
You know? But in the game of inches and things that can spectacularly happen in the Super Bowl, I'm not gonna give Philly the whole edge all the way.
Fair enough.
Something stirring for this guy to somehow be on top of the media helm, and that's Mahomes. Jalen Hurts, definitely we just spoke about him getting paid. This is money time right here for you, Jalen. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, the pressure is not too big on you, being a young man, being on a great team, in your first Super Bowl, you know. So in all, it's good. It's a good way to go, you know. If you like to bet Philly too, you know. Only thing I would hope that doesn't happen for Philly is that Mahomes has a special Super Bowl because he hasn't over his last two.
It is
what's going on.
It's looking bad for the Chiefs only because every roster advantage, all the advantages lean towards the Eagles, except for quarterback, except he's hurt. So he was gonna have to be Superman to win this game. And I don't know if he can be that on that ankle. Now he gets 2 weeks to heal it. But anybody who knows high ankle sprains, he only got 1 week to heal it the first time. And he definitely on that roughing the passer play, he came up limping bad. Like it hurt him running on that time. So I'm still gonna ride. I until I see it, I can't really. I mean, I've seen him lose before, but I can't bet against Mahomes. But it makes sense that they're not favored. That the Eagles are favored for sure. Eagles are the better and more complete team right now.
Well, Stat Moose on me has a passing rating of 64.2 in Super Bowls, 556 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions in 2 career Super Bowl games. Now, we know there's been certain QBs over their career. You can think about Dan Marino, went to Super Bowl, you know, didn't do well. John Elway went to a few Super Bowls before he could finally, you know, edge it up and, you know what I'm saying, carve it up and win some Super Bowls in his career. There's been a few great QBs that the Super Bowl just isn't their sailing column. You know what I'm saying? Patrick is good to have a title. But overall, the play has not been spectacular. So, yeah, well, with a depleted team, he's going to have to do a lot more. And, I mean, that's why that Philly money line kind of sticks. You know what I'm saying? Because based on history, he's not good. We'll say that. It's probably just a lot on his plate at that given moment. You know, against Tampa Bay, it truly was. You know, Tom Brady definitely ate him a lot. And the 49ers were up majority of the game. You know what I'm saying? Before KC can line it up. So it's going to be interesting to see, man, if Patrick can do it one more time. It gets a strong team in Philly. Philly's been the number 1 team in football
all year. This question, a statement from Godfrey. See, I noticed that both QBs will come to the Super Bowl injured. Hurts had a bum shoulder and Mahomes has an ankle.
Yeah, but Hurts' injury, we've seen him throw on it still without a lot of effect. He didn't have a great game yesterday. And also, the heart of their team is running anyway.
True, from everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out, first Super Bowl with 2 black QBs, man.
Yep.
Hey, shout out, man. I mean, I used to look for that as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the culture, man, you know, for not only elevating the game, but making believers that, you know, we could play the QB position. You know, it's been a question for years of who can play the QB position, and I'm not speaking for I speak for myself. I feel like I'm speaking for everybody here, and it's great to see that. It's great to see all these QBs of all nationalities be able to showcase their talents. You know what I'm saying? And all nationalities at any position, you know, nationalities and their talents. You don't got to be standing to just one individual person, this and that, because of this playing this, and he's good because of this or that. Everybody's naturally gifted in their own way. Shout out to Patrick.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts. Black History Month, man, as we pop it out, man. Black History Month, man. Definitely should be great to celebrate all cultures and stuff every day. But for the month's sake, man, yeah, he gonna be a lot turning up. So
absolutely.
Well, fellas, who got shout outs tonight?
So I'm in a happy mood. I'll give shout outs tonight, man. Shout out to you all. Shout out to everybody tuning in tonight, man. I'm gonna be good one day. I listened to all the names of people that did tune in today, but I'm not that good yet. But other than that, great way to start off the week of a slate of shows that we'll have this week, and I'm ready to continue on the road with you guys.
Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to PTO, man.
Well played.
Well deserved, brother. Well deserved.
PTO, man. What's happening, I'm still trying to build it up at my new gig.
Shout out to you guys tomorrow, or shout out to you guys tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Gonna be a nice big old show tomorrow. It's my birthday show. We're gonna have a great session at the Chop Up. Everybody welcome.
Man.
Everybody
Chop.
welcome. Please tune in, share this out, and be ready. Tomorrow's gonna be a fun day. Other than that, Will, pass it off to you.
Yeah, I can't come to the party tomorrow, guys. I'm sorry. Something came up.
Oh, dang. See, now two's already making me upset.
Shout out to everybody who joined us tonight, man. We appreciate everybody. We do this for y'all. Otherwise, it would just be us up here arguing with each other, and we all already know each other's stances, so it wouldn't be going nowhere fast. Yeah. Shout out to all y'all, man, and shout out to my peoples watching. My sister, appreciate her. Yeah, man, just shout out to the brand. Shout out for them having me here. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate you, brothers. Let's keep doing this thing that we've been doing.
Hey, shout out to you fellas for being on here tonight as always. Appreciate it. It's always fun when we have the full ensemble of the talent that we have up here. Shout out to Roderick, Sean, Kayla, Marie, Bobby, Gunners Boss, Brady, Daryl, Chris, Godfrey, Jamie, Tim, Dez, Lil Dude. Wow. Woo.
Wow.
Wow.
Little dude, don't forget the wow.
He's double pressure of views, man. I want to be in 4-digit views, but to see double-digit views, man, on the screen, man, it's awesome, man. It means that we're engaging you guys in some of this capacity, and I remain and hope that we all can do that to you guys in a full capacity, But it takes time. We crawling, soon we gonna be walking, then we gonna be talking. So continue to tune in, everybody.
But thank y'all very much. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Like Jake already said, we're gonna be celebrating his birthday with him tomorrow. Got a special edition to Chop Up. Hey man, let your people know what we're doing over here. Be on top with us. Appreciate y'all. Peace.